and he is an expert on information and communication technology. He's an entrepreneur, philanthropist, and of course, a politician. So from a lawmaker to the Minister of Interior, Federal Republic of Nigeria, let's welcome Honorable Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo. Put your hands together for him, please. Please open his hand.
Let me start by observing protocols, standing on all already established protocols. And let me start by acknowledging my brother, the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Interior. Once a lawmaker, is always a lawmaker. So permit me to be big by heart when it comes to my legislative family. Thank you for coming. And also, most importantly, let me thank representatives of our sister agencies. I want to thank you, all security agencies. This is what I like to see, collaboration, and knowing fully well that the insecurity or the problem of Nigeria cannot be solved by just a single agency. We must all collaborate. It must be a cocktail of solutions, as I always say. And our developmental partners, I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your interest in Nigeria. I want to thank you for giving us a hand at most critical points. I want to say thank you very much for coming. And to all other guests, especially representative of Ministry of Education, of course, representative of my boss, the SGF, we want to appreciate you for associating with us and being here. Ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on all other established protocols. Even though I have a speech here, but I might be forced to speak from the heart, as I always love to do. For me, the Safe School initiative is very critical to national development. The only solution to poverty, the only solution to underdevelopment is education. And once children do not have the confidence in the system to go to school, when parents do not have confidence in the government to secure their words, it leads to the inability of people to go to school. And when they do not go to school, then automatically the nation can be guaranteed of future problems. So for me, the Safe School initiative is one of the enviable and one of the best initiatives of government in recent times. As Minister of Interior, I want to assure you, I align myself 100% with the initiative. The question is not about the rationale of the initiative. The problem is about the effectiveness of the implementation strategy of the initiative. For me, as a country, we're not short of fantastic, brilliant ideas, but most times, often than not, we are maybe short when it comes to effective implementation strategy. This is a very topical issue. Of course, the NSCDC, by virtue of the law, is responsible for protection of critical national assets. Schools are national assets. That's the fact. I don't think there's any contestation. I don't think there's any debate on that. But can we do it alone? The answer is a no. For me, to secure our skills, we must leverage on intelligence. Because intelligence makes planning precise and it makes actions quite direct. We need to invest more in terms of our intelligence, and we need to put in more effort. Because the number of schools that we have going into tens of thousands, it's impossible to have the men that we can send to these places and secure optimally the environment. Yes, there are some critical infrastructure like fences that we need to build, but we must now invest in intelligence and let the security of our schools be more proactive than reactive. What we have seen over the last couple of years is a state where the government runs after the criminal. But for me, I always say this: at every point in time, the government should be miles ahead of the criminal. If we are intuitive and we are creative, we must always give the criminal hard time for them to even decipher what our strategies are. We can't afford to be reactive. We must be proactive. And proactiveness has a lot to do with intelligence. And when we talk about safety of our schools, we're not talking of the safety of schools within a specific area. We're talking about safety of schools, even in the most vulnerable domain of our country. The essence of sovereignty is to protect every inch of our territory. Conceding an inch, half an inch, or a tenth of an inch to miscreants defeats the purpose of our sovereignty as a nation. So for me, I want to see the school in the border in Libya. I want to see the school in Bakassi, the border with Cameroon. I want to see a school in Seme. I want to see a school in Dambo. I want to see a school, even in the most turbulent place, as secured as a school in Abuja. It is only when we achieve this that we can say the essence of government, the essence of security has been attained. Governance is not about protecting the strong. It's about protecting the weakest in our society. And not until we solve that and we make the weakest link in our national chain of development the strongest you can find elsewhere, we can't say we've succeeded. We have a lot of work to do. And I always say this: for me, this is not a time to talk. This is a time for us to roll up our sleeves and get back to work. Because Nigerians have been patient. But it is time for us to make that patience worth the while. I plead with you. The question is, do I have confidence that we can do it? Absolutely yes. If we lose confidence in government, then the government loses credibility. And when the government loses credibility, it's an invitation to anarchy. This is the era of renewed hope under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because our hope must not just be enhanced, our hope must be renewed. The foundation of our being, what makes us Nigerians, is the strength of our character and the determination to achieve what seems impossible. This is the renewed hope era. Let us give hope to people even in the most volatile domain, knowing fully well that Nigeria, keeping Nigeria together and keeping our schools safe, as General Gowon will say, is a task that must be done. I want to assure you of our support, and I want to tell you we will escalate this further. And of course, we must bring the safe school initiative to the front burner within our security architecture. We can't do this alone. I can't do it as Minister of Interior. I will speak, and I'm sure we'll debate on it with the National Security Advisor, who coordinates all security, who need the support of our military, who need the support of the police, who need the support of our intelligence community. But of course, with the NSCDC. The NSCDC, they are the lead agency when it comes to this. That is not debatable, but it's beyond what they can do alone. We need everybody to give us the support. I want to say, I believe in the capacity and the ability of the Commandant General of the NSCDC to deliver on this. To whom much is given, much is expected. I believe in your capacity, but please make that belief count. Make that belief count. You will never be remembered for all the good things you do, but history will always remember the bad things that happened under your watch. That is the irony of governance, and you have to be ready for that. So please, I know you've achieved a lot. I've gone through your performance report, but we still have a long way to go. Please, I want us to roll up our sleeves, get back to work. And of course, within the next 1 week, we'll be calling the committee meeting, all the stakeholders, for us to be able to sit down, strategize on practical implementation methodology and approach. It is important because one problem we have as a country, we speak the best of English, even more than the British and the Americans. But when it comes to implementation, we stay behind. But that was pre-renewed hope. This is renewed hope. It must change. So we need to sit down, come up with our budget, come up with an implementation strategy, identify areas, and be able to leverage on this for optimal performance. I want to thank you for listening to me, even though I have to run because we're having ministerial retreats at the villa with the president. But this is very important because it deals with the most vulnerable in our society, the children. And as such, I had to create this time because of how important this program is. Thank you for listening. But thank you in anticipation of your support. Thank you for believing in Nigeria. And please, I want to beg you, do not let the missteps, misdeeds, and mistakes of the past, especially to our development partners, make you lose hope in us. It is no longer business as usual. Nigeria is open to business. Nigeria is ready for business, and there can only be business when the country is safe. We want the news you'll be hearing about Nigeria to be pleasant news that will give you confidence to be able to transact with Nigeria, transact in Nigeria, and transact with Nigeria. At this juncture, I thank you for listening, and I plead with you. Let us unite and give hope to the seemingly hopeless. Let us be the voice of the voiceless, and let us be the conscience of the nation, protect the future of Nigeria. The children of today will end up being the presidents of tomorrow. Let's protect them. The hope of Nigeria, the future of Nigeria resides, lies with these children. They must have the safety, they must have the sense of protection, knowing fully well that as a Nigeria, in Nigerians, keeping you safe is the responsibility of government, and we will not betray that mandate. God bless you.